What's up, YouTube? This is a really good one. Keni Burke, legendary bass player. Now, you might not necessarily, you see him, you might recognize him, you might not know, but you know his song. When I say keep rising to the top, that has been sampled and looped by a who's who. That bass line, so many people have ridden that groove that it's not even funny. And if I told you that he was a member of the legendary Five Star Steps and then the Invisible Man Band, all night thing, ooh child. I mean, when you think about his talent as a bassist, guitarist, very talented singer, songwriter, producer, never gets his due in terms of like when we talk about all time great bassists and vocalists. But this cat bad. I mean, part of one of the greatest musical family, if you understand about the talent totality. Now, this is about his musical influences, and one of them was obviously Larry Graham, James Jamerson, and then I'm gonna mention Lenny Brown, who was part of Curtis Mayfield's band. Because if you ever would listen to those Mayfield, those vamps on the bass, when you listen to Superfly, listen to the vamps and the fades, that's Lenny Brown. He was bad. When he did "Let's Do It Again," you hear the trademark wah wah with the whamp with the whampy whamp. Mm-hmm. Kenny Burke is one of those cats though that when your music transcends into different genres and cultures and times, you definitely had an incredible impact. I mean, um, he one of my I really enjoy his work. The Invisible Man was tight. Obviously, all night thing was a bumping song. I mean, that song still bumps, but I really want to see. I love the vocals. Um, they had a very distinctive sound, distinctive groove, you know. And but Kenny could always play. Um, when you listen to Rising to the Top, for instance, it just hits you a certain way, put you in a certain feel good mood, certain good moment, the tone of it, you know. And that's what strong music is about. That's what it's supposed to do. So he's been part of iconic songs, impact, then with his brothers, and then, just doing the thing. That's one of the things that you gotta marvel at. And I always like to look back at artists like this just to see where they got the influence. Because his father, Clarence Sr., was influenced because he was a bass player himself. So that had a big foundation, and that's what led him to what he became too. So it's always cool to take into consideration, where you get the foundation, where it starts, where it goes. But a very distinctive sound, a very distinctive groove. Um, and the truth is like when I hear his bass playing, it puts you in the frame of mind where it's going to be certain people, but then yet it has a different outcome. So it's like, well, he's got kind of like his own vibe, and that's what the strength of good music will do for you. You know, he still tours and still performs, but when you hear those harmonies, they do definitely lean back to those cats that he mentioned. And so Kenny Burke is definitely somebody, if he comes to your place or in your area, check him out. And you can hear his stylings and his vibe. So this is a good one right here about Kenny Burke's musical influences. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another. Share it if you like and hit that membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. My peace.